The night wouldn't go dark all at once. That's the unsettling part. If every human vanished in a single instant, the planet wouldn't immediately notice our absence. Lights would still glow. Cities would still shine. For a brief moment, it would look like we were still here, even though no one was left to see it. In the first minutes and hours, most of the world's artificial light would begin to fail. Modern civilization runs on constant human attention. Power grids are balanced minute by minute, fuel deliveries scheduled with precision, and systems corrected the moment something drifts out of tolerance. Without people, that balance collapses quickly. Coal and gas plants rely on continuous fuel supply chains. When those chains stop, generators shut down. The sudden imbalance sends shockwaves through the grid, triggering cascading failures. Within hours, entire regions go dark, not because the power is gone, but because the system can no longer coordinate itself. Nuclear power might seem like an exception. A single uranium fuel pellet contains vastly more energy than coal, and reactors don't need constant refueling. But nuclear plants are designed to fail safely. The moment external power becomes unreliable, automated systems shut the reactors down. Control rods drop. The reaction stops. Darkness replaces the glow. The irony is that the systems built to protect us are the same ones that ensure the lights won't last. By the end of the first day, most major cities are dark. Skyscrapers that once defined the night skyline fade into silhouettes. Streetlights flicker out one by one. Airports go silent. But not all lights are tied to national grids. In remote places, a different story unfolds. Some isolated communities and facilities rely on diesel generators. Those lights burn as long as fuel remains in their tanks. In some cases, that means days. In others, weeks or months. Eventually, the engines sputter and stop. The fuel runs dry. Darkness spreads outward from the cities into the edges of civilization. Other systems last longer. Wind turbines don't need fuel deliveries, and many are designed to operate with minimal maintenance. Some have run for years without human intervention. As long as the wind blows and the mechanical parts hold together, they keep spinning. Somewhere inside, a tiny status light or control indicator continues to glow, but metal corrodes. Gearboxes seize, bearings fail. One by one, even the most resilient turbines fall silent. Hydroelectric dams may be among the longest-running large-scale systems. Some are capable of operating on autopilot for years. Water continues to flow. Turbines keep turning, but electricity needs somewhere to go. With no grid to absorb it, systems eventually shut down or fail mechanically. Intakes clog with debris. Control systems degrade. The lights they powered disappear. Battery-powered lights fare no better. Even unused, batteries slowly discharge. Emergency lanterns, backup systems, and isolated devices glow briefly, then dim. A few last years, some last decades. None last forever. The most persistent conventional lights belong to the sun. Solar-powered installations dot the planet. Weather stations, emergency call boxes, remote research equipment. These systems were built to survive neglect. Panels endure rain, wind, and heat. As long as the electronics remain intact and the panels aren't buried under dust or debris, they continue to harvest daylight and release it as light each night. In dry climates, with occasional rain to keep surfaces clean, some solar-powered lights could continue functioning for decades, possibly a century. Long after cities are dark, a lonely LED might still blink beside an empty road. But even that isn't the last light. Deep underground, far from the sky, something else continues to glow: nuclear waste. When spent fuel and radioactive byproducts are sealed in glass and stored in darkness, they emit a faint blue light known as Cherenkov radiation. It's not fire. It's not heat. It's a consequence of particles moving faster than light can travel through a medium like water or glass. Cesium-137, one of the common radioactive wastes, has a half-life of about 30 years. That means centuries after humans disappear, the radiation doesn't vanish. It weakens, slowly, predictably, but it keeps shining. 200 years later, those glass blocks are still glowing, dimmer than before, but unmistakable. The color doesn't change, only the brightness fades. Deep in concrete vaults built to outlast nations, the last human-made light continues, unseen, unwanted, and toxic. What makes this unsettling isn't just the timeline. It's what the final light represents. The last illumination on Earth wouldn't come from our greatest achievements, or our most beautiful cities, or our brightest ideas. It would come from our most dangerous leftovers, the part of our progress we tried hardest to hide. Nature, meanwhile, keeps moving on. Plants reclaim streets. Animals wander through empty buildings. The planet heals in ways that don't require us. Within centuries, forests return. Oceans recover. The scars fade. But that faint blue glow remains, a reminder that even after we're gone, Our influence lingers in places no one will ever visit again. So when would the last light go out? Not when the grids fail, not when cities collapse, not even when solar panels finally crack and corrode. It would be centuries later, in silence, underground, as radioactive decay slowly exhausts itself. And maybe the deeper question isn't when the last light goes out. Maybe it's what kind of light we leave behind, and whether anyone ever needed it to exist at all. If this made you pause, save it. Share it with someone who still thinks humanity disappears cleanly. Some endings take much longer to fade.